did it, Joe. I took this abandoned storage unit, I cleaned it up like I had spent the weekend at your man's house and you was pulling up in the driveway. New world record for fastest cleaning. Girl, I put the boots on. I built and painted furniture like this was an episode of This Old Home on PBS. Ho, we made this closet a home. And we are done. Thank God, girl, it's been a long time. I feel like I've done like a hit work like Pilates hoe after finishing this entire thing, but it's finally done and I'm excited to show you all the finished closet slash dressing room. The girl's been calling it a dressing room because it low-key feels like it feels like you can lounge. I added a Sonos speaker so there's like good music in here. So let's get into the details. When you walk into the room, the clothes aren't even the main focal point, girl. It's this. It's this beautiful dresser that was a dark navy blue, but then we painted it in purple basil. It is gorgeous. It's so rich. It really is a delicious moment to look at. And so I had to put stuff on top of it that also kind of completed the feast. Girl, I literally went to Home Goods and I took a swatch of the color purple basil with me so that I can find these catch-all trays. Cause Home Goods be having they be having the stuff. The marble trays and the little things and knickknacks that you can put on top of furniture. Scanned everything on the shelves, picked stuff out, and then I held it up to the swatch. And if it gave me like a little spark of joy, like boom, these work well together, I just picked it up. And I think I did a good job. I love this round moment. I love anything round. It's gorgeous. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's almost kind of like a marble terrazza kind of situation, but that holds some of my rings and jewelry. And then I found this other kind of dark pleated marble rectangle situation that I could put my favorite fragrances right now on. We love when it's stylish but also functional. Then one of my favorite finds was this thing from IKEA. It's such a beautiful little lamp and it really does add some warmth in here during the night when I'm in here just like trying on clothes or putting clothes away. And then next to that I have this vase that I said I was gonna throw away, girl. I got it from like Wayfair, like the Wayfair outlet. I didn't have any place for it. I just was like, oh, I'll get this. It seems interesting as a vase. I was gonna go to the store and do like real flowers every week and stuff, but girl, that's too much work. God bless, shout out to y'all who be doing that. Instead, I went to Hobby Lobby, which has walls and walls of fake but really realistic looking flowers. I bought a bunch of different flowers, came home and tried a bunch of different arrangements, and this one I think pops the most. I don't know, it's like eye candy. Inside the drawers, I stored some of my accessories. I have beanies, extra sunglasses, more jewelry, and like miscellaneous stuff. You know, one of the things that I really enjoyed about doing this was that I was able to get rid of so much stuff. Trash. I literally have piles of just junk out there that I need to get rid of. I liked that I was able to kind of lighten the load, but also hone in on my style. Like, what do I really like? You know what I mean? What do I actually want to keep here? So I did that. I painted the mirror. You all know that I painted my Hove mirror from IKEA, girl. It was red, ugly as hell. Ugly as hell. What the hell? It was just getting on my nerves. It was blocking my creativity. I didn't know what to do with it. But I painted it charcoal smoke. You would think that's like black or gray, but it's actually a deep green and it works perfectly with this beautiful purple. I put it right next to the window so it reflects a lot of light back into the room. Next to it, I have a light that I was going to mount on top of the mirror, but then I said, no, that's what y'all want, but that's what they would want you to do. No, I'm going to mount it vertically beside the mirror. And I think that looks so I got this thing from IKEA as well. It was $20, and then I got some color changing light bulbs on Amazon. I'm gonna try to link all this stuff down below. The lights go so bright, they're dimmable. It's like the coolest thing ever. And I have this little remote that controls it. I keep this by the doorway. You can see back there, there's a little tray, like an entryway table. And I put this on there and I can just pick it up, turn on the lights. So that's great. I also mounted the pendant light. I'm not gonna lie, I might change this. I might change it out, but I think for right now, it looks good. I really like powder blue. Like, that's an interesting color to me right now. So I'm gonna keep it for now. I'm not too excited about the cords. Like, I hate the amount of cords that are showing in this space. If this was like built in and hanging from the ceiling, maybe I think a little bit differently about it. But I did get pretty creative with that pole mount. Like, I just made that. Got some pole from Lowe's, child. Okay. Put some primer on there, painted it hung that up, great. I brought in a chair that I bought a long time ago that I really have been thinking like I just want to get rid of. This yellow chair that I got from the as is section in IKEA. Again. And I know I shop a lot at IKEA. It's because I used to live like 10 minutes away from the IKEA, and I used to go there whenever I was stressed just to like calm me down, like walking through 6,000 square feet of just endless nonsense. But there is this section in IKEA where they mark everything down 50 to 80%. I would just be finding stuff, but then I would have like 6 chairs and 18 lamps. I've been trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff, and this was next on the list, but then I thought this would look so good with this purple basil. This purple basil really has been kind of cosmic, a gravitational force in pulling in all these different colors and ideas that I have for the space. And so this yellow chair, I moved in here and then I adorned it with sheepskin shag pillow and this boucle beach ball in black and white. Love it. I adore, j'adore. After getting all of that together, I had this big old white empty space that begged for a big old portrait of me looking.
Excuse me, what did you say?
I needed this baby. I was gonna get this in black and white because I thought it would, I don't know, do better in here, black and white. But then I was like, no, that's the old me trying to come back, trying to kill me. Old me didn't like color at all. I liked color, but I never in practicum used it. So here is Defiance. Really, this picture is kind of a celebration of me becoming who I am. Like, this was the first time back during like Renaissance when I started to play with wearing more feminine clothes. And this is a closet, you know what I mean? And so I thought it was so apt to have something that showed a moment when I was feeling so free because of the clothes that I was wearing. I don't know what the hell that lady put in that album, but the space that it created was so welcoming that it unlocked something in me that allowed me to experience like the freedom of, and the joy in the freedom of expressing myself with clothes. And so that brings me to the clothing rack. Nighttime, vicious atmospheres. I wanted something that spanned the entire wall. I thought of so many different options. The one I landed on was this clothing rack made out of pipe. I made a whole different version at first that was like 6 feet tall and it was 10 feet wide, but it started bowing in the middle. I ain't like that. I went back to the drawing board and I made it lower and it worked out. Shout out to the one black girl at Lowe's and in the entire area who had sickening knotless braids freshly done, and she was the only one who knew how to cut and thread galvanized steel. I was calling everybody in the area. She's the only one that could do it, and she did it perfectly the first time. And in the middle of her cutting my pipe, one of her co-workers was yelling down the you know, them long ass aisles in Lowe's, Tanika, who? Tanika. And then she stopped and I looked over, I was like, she realized she was calling her the wrong name. Who the hell is Tanika? She just saw a black girl and was like, Tanika! And then she was like, oh shoot, that's not your name. That's not your name. What's your name? Who is Tanika? My heart aches for like black women who just be getting it done and they just can't get like a little bit of respect. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, I finally built the clothing rack of my dreams. It started off as 2 small pre-made clothing racks that I got on Facebook Marketplace for $80. And then I added about $40 worth of pipe. So that's how much it costs. It rolls around, it's on casters that have stops on them. So that's perfect. I did want a place in here where I could try on my earrings, put on some sunglasses, a hat or whatever. And so above the clothing rack, I installed this cute rounded mirror also from, you guessed it, your man's house. No, IKEA. I got it a long time ago. It had been sitting like in the corner of my apartment. I just was like, yeah, let's just put that up there. And I have some shelves underneath it also from your man's house, IKEA. Holds my sunglasses, some jewelry boxes. I'm gonna get some of those like, you know, like necklace hangers and those little nubs that you can put rings on. I'm gonna do all that as well. In the process of cleaning out this place, I found this hat hanging system that I got on Amazon. I'll link it down below. So now I have my hats like stored nicely behind this pole. I put one of my Sonos speakers as well on the ground so that it really feels like a boutique thrift store in here. So I can come in here, jam out, I put some music on, you know, look through my clothes as if I'm shopping my own clothes. It really does something to your brain. It makes you feel like you got new clothes, like, so you don't have to like keep buying a bunch of clothes. I love that for real. And the only thing I love more than that is the floor. On the floor. Yeah, girl. I got this shag throw that I bought a long time ago from Pottery Barn to put on my bed, but then I never used it. It was $130, mind you, except I got it for like 70% off during one of their like Christmas sales. Girl, I threw that thing in here so fast, and I layered it on top of this cowhide rug that I got also from IKEA. I may switch the cowhide out. Some about it is bothering me. I think it's the tone of the color brown. It's like too yellowish. But for right now, I think it looks. And girl, that's it. I do have a small closet off to the side here. It's like an offshoot. My boots, you know, the shoes, the bigger hats, the bigger bags. That stuff can kind of just be in there. I love this already. Like I can see all my clothes at once. Like I have enough room for all my big ass winter jackets, my shorts, my jeans, my pants, and then all the fun shirts. That's it, y'all. That's the closet. We did it. Hey, hey. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me on this journey. I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm just going to move on to the next project. You know, as soon as I get the inspiration, when I start cleaning up and stuff, I'll probably either do my bedroom next or the living room. I mean, ain't too many rooms left up in this house. We did the office, we did the closet. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me. Go ahead and follow me everywhere else, child, on TikTok, on Instagram. Follow me everywhere, just don't follow me in real life. Cause you don't know what I'll do to you if you do that. Love you guys. I'll link everything I can down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And if that wasn't enough, you can find additional behind the scenes footage from this video. Where the daddy's at? Where the daddy's at? Clap if you're uncomfortable. Over at patreon.com/WillOnAWhim. See you there. Get you some merch while you're at it. At WillOnAWhim.com.